How's it going, everyone? This video is going to be about using ICT concepts and combining them in order to build a lower time frame entry model. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to go over is you have to know which time frame you want to enter on, whether that is the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. It all depends on which time frames you're looking at and what kind of trader you are. Personally, I use the 1 minute and 15 second the most for my entries, so that is probably what we will use in these examples. The next thing you need to know is which kill zones you enter in, and search for these models within those kill zones. This video is not going to go over higher time frame points of interest or setups like that. It's just going to be focused on the entry model. I can make another video going over that if you guys would like. I use the 15 second or 1 minute for my entries, and I trade the New York Open. So knowing that, that is when I'd be searching for my entries. Now, next thing we need to go over is what do I focus on in an entry model? And there's quite a few concepts you can look for. I will personally be covering displacement or fair value gaps, order blocks, OTE or discount and premium, smart money techniques, inducement, and BPR. Those are the only concepts I use when finding an entry. If you guys have more, feel free to use them. This is just going to be kind of a baseline for how you can make a model. Now, if you don't know what those concepts are, please check the description as I will have resources or videos that I have made to help you learn those before you continue on. So please check that out. Now, the goal of this video is to help you build a model, right? You can use any of those concepts or others not listed, but ideally you want to be able to have a diagram and be able to label it and know exactly how you want to enter, right? So for example, if we have a fair value gap here and we want to enter there, do we have any other requirements such as, is this in an OTE or is it just in a premium, such as that, right? Is there any SMT going on? Is there a BPR at this high, right? So aggressive move up, aggressive move back down, creating a BPR. Is there any internal range liquidity? Really, you just have to decide what do you like to look for, what makes the most sense to you, and then make a model and stick to it. We're going to go over the 4 models I have outlined on my Twitter, if you've seen that before, as well as a BPR entry. So going to look at those, you can see we have the classic fair value gap setup, liquidity grab, break a structure, fair value gap. Adding on to that, you can have internal range liquidity within there, and then really just adding an OTE to each of these variations, right? You can obviously add SMT or other things on top of that. So if we are looking for model 1, or this one shown on the side here, you can see it lines up fairly nicely. We have a liquidity grab there, no closes below, aggressive move higher, breaking structure here, and then we get a retracement into a fair value gap. And there is our long entry. The only difference between model 1 and model 3 in my drawings is that you add an OTE in order to make sure you have solid risk to reward in the trade. So adding an OTE in from this displacement leg low, the displacement leg high, you can see it enters into an OTE, which gives you solid risk to reward to your first target. Now, the only difference between model 1 and 3 and model 2 and 4 is that there is internal range liquidity being taken before they move higher or lower. So for example here, we run these lows, get an aggressive move up, breaking structure here. Now if we take this displacement leg up from low to high, you can see we have an entry right here in OTE. What else do we have sitting directly to the left of it? Internal range liquidity with a fair value gap sitting right there. So that is my main entry models there. The last and final model I personally use is BPR, which is really just an aggressive buy met with an aggressive sell, which is shown with fair value gaps, or an aggressive sell met with an aggressive buy, which I'll show in the next example. When these two overlap, right there, that is your BPR, and here's your entry right there, which then you would short, risking this high, or the bodies of that high, targeting new lows, right? And if you look in here, on a lower time frame, you actually have a liquidity run in there as well. An example of bullish BPR, or balanced price range, would be an aggressive sell met with an aggressive buy. Take the smaller of them, overlap, there is your BPR entry, and you can see how that works as well. And if you want to combine it with other techniques like discount and premium or OTE, you can definitely do that. I hope this video gives you some insight into how I trade the lower timeframes, as well as provides a framework for you to create your own entry model. Hope you have a good one. Thank you.